Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to briefly talk about a thing that I've been thinking about lately a lot. Today we're living in a society where we're taking Ozempic, we're taking antidepressants, we're stressed, we are struggling with weird diseases. We're fatter, sicker, and struggling with our mental health more than ever, and we're also lonely. So lonely. We're more lonely than ever, even though we have social media, we have phones, we have all these things, and we're lazy as well. We're addicted to this and that, to food, to substances, to stress. Think about it. Like, even just a few hundred years ago, or like 1,000 years ago, or like, it's so different. We were living in the forest, we were hunting. We were living like hunter-gatherers, like very simple lives. We were getting pleasure just from catching an animal and having a safe place to live, from connections, talking to people. While today we're eating fake food, made industrial food, super processed, it's fake. We're living fake lives on social media, phones, we're gaming, we have technology, fake lives. We have fake social connections because of that, and people are struggling to make friends more than ever. We can just get lost in our AirPods. We can just watch an episode of something. We don't need friends. We can just have a fake AI girlfriend. No wonder why people are so lonely, and people doesn't take initiative. People are not getting the same pleasure and dopamine like before, because why would you go meet and make friends when you can just, watch an episode or do some gaming or whatever? Also, people are so flaky these days. Is it just me, or are people so flaky? Like, you can barely talk to someone and make plans with someone before they cancel, or you get the message reply like a few hours later. I don't want to speak with people like that, but I am so sick of flaky people. Like, everything is so unbalanced. Like, it's like the only thing you control is really yourself and what you do yourself, and everybody else is, oh my god, I don't even want to get into it. Tell me if it's not just me who thinks that. Also, everything is easy these days. Easy. Too easy. We can just take a car anywhere. We don't need to run, we don't need to walk. We can just order food, whatever we want. We get it on our door. How great. It's too easy. We can get dopamine from everywhere, from sugary foods to watching TV to gaming, our phones, and a lot of things. We get dopamine from everywhere all the time. It's not normal. It's pushing us so far out of balance, and it's not weird we cannot concentrate on anything. It's not weird that we're depressed. And the more dopamine depleted we get from all these things, the more sad we are, the more addicted we are, the more dopamine we crave, the more we are on our phones, the more we smoke, the more we drink, the more we do destructive, self-destructive behaviors that we do, the more we eat, the fatter we get, the sicker we get, the lonelier we get. Cravings. Listening to your cravings in the end of the day is just running further and further away from your problem, to be honest. Just think about it. Cortisol. Cortisol is higher than ever. We're so stressed. There's so many things we need to do. We always need to impress. We always fighting against each other and ourselves. We always try to be better. We always compare. We're always competing, right? It's draining. We have to have a job. We have to do what society tells us to do. We're living in cages. We're living in prison. We don't have freedom anymore. I feel like the new trend is, as busy, the more busy you are, the better. It means that you're doing something, you're making money. You don't have time for friends. Is that cool? We don't allow ourselves to think, to reflect, to feel. What is more painful than sitting still and feeling? Nobody does that. We don't have time to reflect, think, feel. We don't have a time to accept our situation. We don't have time to love ourselves. We don't have time to listen to our bodies. And honestly, how do you expect to be happy and look healthy and feel good and enjoy life when you're doing this to yourself, how do you expect that? I mean, as long as you are running away from your problems, as long as you're living in this race with other people and not paying attention to yourself and listening to your body and focusing on loving yourself and not running more and more away from your problems and not accepting yourself as who you are, you will just stay stuck. You will just stay stuck. And I hate that feeling stuck. Who hasn't felt stuck in their life? Who are feeling stuck right now? So what can we actually really do to feel better? What can we really do to stop ourselves, to stop distracting ourselves, to stop our autopilot lives? How can we stop that? How can we be happier? And as I said, I think I realized this not a long time ago, but acceptance is so important. It's like, let's say you have anxiety or you're scared, and the first thing we try to do is running away from that problem or pushing it away, or we try to suppress it, or we're getting scared from being scared. And the more you do that, the more you're running away from your problem because you're not accepting that it's there. I mean, imagine if you just accepted that you were scared and what you were feeling, then you would be like, you know what, I'm accepting this, like whatever. I'll be fine. I will accept it, because then that open up space for you to understand what you can do about that situation. It opens up time for you to reflect, stop time, and see things so much more clearly. And once you accept that it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be a journey, but you accept the challenge, you can actually move forward. You can actually move forward. Another thing about accepting your situation is also to finally understand if you're feeling sorry for yourself or not. Because if you're feeling like a victim, if you're feeling sorry for yourself, you want attention, you're crying and thinking, oh my god, my life is so shit, I hate myself, I hate my body, I hate my weight, I hate my skin. Like, the more you do that, the worse it's gonna get. The less you're accepting yourself, the less you will love yourself. The more you feel like a victim, the more you're going down the stairs, down. I mean, and who wants to be around somebody who's crying and always wants attention and is feeling sorry for yourself? Nobody's gonna help you. You have to help yourself. Like, seriously. I have felt sorry for myself before. I felt like, oh my god, my world is shit, everything is shit, and then everything just becomes more shit. But once I stop myself and I catch myself from feeling sorry for myself, I'm like, you know what? I don't feel sorry for myself. I trust myself. I trust that I can change my situation. I see all the patterns that I have, and I don't want to feel that about myself. It's my life. I want to feel happy. I want to love myself. And I want to stop comparing myself to others, because this is my life. I don't know how happy they are, but why am I trying to compete with everybody else? I don't even want their life. I want my life to be great. Take your power back. Especially in today's society, it's so important to take your power back and to understand how you're feeling and how you can do something about it. You cannot do anything about anything if you're not accepting your situation, if you're not accepting you as who you are, because otherwise you're not even allowing yourself to get better, to grow. Everybody has a hero within themselves, just like everybody has the victim mindset within themselves. We have all these archetypes within ourselves, and your job is to bring out the hero within yourself. And a hero does not run away from its own problems. Remember, it's your journey. And the great thing about going through hard things in life is that you really gain perspective and you're able to help and influence other people as well. Because we're all living in different illusions or whatever. We're all having different perspectives, and it's all about changing your perspective. Changing your perspective is like changing your life. Personally, I use my intuition and I listen to my body to understand where I need to work, understand how I can get my dream life and get closer to my goals. Every day I try to do meditating or even just small micro moments of meditation, just paying more attention to my body, having more mindfulness and choosing wisely. Like sometimes, for example, our body is craving pizza and or like shit food, and I'm like, I'm stopping myself there. I'm eating healthy. I'm gonna give my body healthy food. I'm not gonna give this shit and more stress into my body. I'm not gonna spend 10 hours on my phone. I'm paying attention. I have control, and I'm not gonna let myself deplete from dopamine and destroy myself. Or I'm feeling lonely. Okay, well, I'm not gonna sit home, feel sorry for myself, feeling lonely. I'll call a friend. Maybe I'll try to meet my family. Maybe I'll try to meet a friend. Maybe I'll just go for a walk with myself or write in my journey to feel more loved, to feel, I don't know, stop feeling sorry for myself because it just makes everything worse. Another thing about paying attention, especially with phone, like I personally, I almost never go on my phone to watch other people or to waste time unless I'm looking for some inspiration. I only go there to create, and being creative is such a relief for your brain. I mean, it turns off your overthinking side of the brain when you are creative. It's like it's taking it away. It's like, have you ever felt like that when you're doing something like painting or singing, that all things and ideas and overthinking thoughts just goes away? It's also the same with walking. If you walk for like, I think it's over 20 minutes, up to 40 minutes or something or longer, your overthinking brain goes away. Also, your dopamine gets more restored, which is great. One of the reasons why I go for at least 1 hour walk every morning. And another thing also, since we are so addicted, all of us, I think it's important to push ourselves. Push ourselves, do hard things, like for example, instead of driving to the supermarket, try to walk or run. And instead of, I don't know, complaining about the weather, try to, okay, maybe this is too crazy, but I love to walk outside in the rain because then when I get inside, I feel so good and so happy. And I'm like, of course I can walk in the rain. I just need to put on my clothes. And I like to suffer a bit because our society is so comfortable. Like, for example, I take a cold shower every morning. It's painful, but it increased my dopamine. It increased my motivation. It makes me feel really happy and great and refreshed. I mean, I don't even need a coffee in the morning. Or sometimes I do cold plunges. Cold plunge can increase your dopamine 200%, which is like more than cocaine. I'm not a fan of drugs, never taken drugs, but I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. The thing about dopamine, it's all about habits. To restore your dopamine is something that happens over time. Yeah, I mean, something that I often say is that I believe in the pleasure pain balance. It means if we're always comfortable, we get so lazy, we get sad, our inspiration goes away, our brain is just stupid. But we need some pain during our days. We need to have some days where we're working hard. We need to have some days where we're, I don't know, taking a cold plunge. Not always giving ourselves whatever we want, like spending all day on phone. Like, not do that. Like, we need to put limits for ourselves. We cannot just do whatever. We cannot always be comfortable. That's just how it is. I mean, just think about it. Some people out there are happy for just having a job, for just having food on the table, for just having a house. Some people are happy for these simple things in their life, and to have connections, to have family, to have friends. While we are complaining about not having the newest iPhone, I mean, not having that bag. I mean, I'm not saying, I also like nice things. I also like nice clothes. I also like a new phone. But there are all limitations. We cannot have everything. We need to put boundaries for ourselves. We need to train our discipline. If we want to live happier, we need to do that. Anyways, guys, these are just my thoughts and ideas and my view of the world and the society and how everything is today. And I don't know, I think a lot about things and I like to share it with you guys, and I hope that you find it helpful and beneficial to listen to this episode. And let me know if you have any thoughts or ideas or any other cool topics to discuss. I would love to hear. And yeah, I love you guys. I believe in you. Angels, kisses.